This is the monument to the North Carolina woman of the Confederacy. It is located on Capitol Square here in Raleigh. It is facing south because it is a tribute to the women of this region. The statue was dedicated on June 10th, 1914. The two sculptors were John Paul Harris and Augustus Lukeman. The statue cost $10,000, and this was made possible from a private donation from a woman called Ashley Horn. Ms. Horn chose to make this donation because there were several failed legislative attempts to erect a monument to honor the women of the Confederacy. In 1909, North Carolina legislators proposed a bill to allot $10,000 for a monument, however it did not pass. And then again in 1911, they failed to pass an appropriation for the monument. After the second failed attempt, Ashley Horn decided to make a donation. Unfortunately, Ashley Horn died before the statue was unveiled, but her name is still inscribed on the monument. This monument was the first one to honor Civil War women in North Carolina. It is meant to honor the hardships and sacrifices women of the Civil War era made. While the men went off to war, the women stayed at home and took over their jobs. And in the dedication of the monument, Governor Locke Craig, he described the monument as having themes of heroism and devotion, and about the inheritance of children of the South from the sacrifice of their grandmothers to the swords of their fathers. This monument is 7 feet tall. The bronze sculpture shows an elderly woman, like a grandmother figure, and a young boy. The elderly woman, she's holding a book, and the young man is holding a sword. And the elderly woman is meant to represent the woman of the South, and she is telling the story of the Civil War to the young boy, kind of like passing the stories of war down to the younger generation and sharing what they went through during that time. Also on the sides, there's plaques that also show scenes of the Civil War. On this side, this plaque shows the men leaving for war and saying goodbye to their loved ones, and it's kind of a before scene of the Civil War. And then on the other side of the monument, this shows when they came back from war, and it shows some of them injured, like this boy here, and they're kind of have their heads down, they're all weary from the war and kind of worn out, and the women are welcoming them back and trying to take care of them. Also right here, it has the name Augustus Lukeman. He was one of the sculptors that I mentioned, and his name is right here along with 1913 when he made it. On the back, it also has words. It says, presented to the state of North Carolina, and it says Ashley Horn, which is the woman that made the donation of $10,000, and then erected in 1914 when it was donated. Also, actually pretty recently, kind of a fun fact, this monument was vandalized. It because of the controversial nature of Confederate monuments and symbols in the South, after the shooting in Charleston, words were spray painted over this monument, and the words were Black Lives Matter. And so that's kind of recent news with this monument. This is the North Carolina monument for women of the Confederacy.